before you learn how to do Scandinavian flick on this turn. So I'm going to turn to the right, then yank the handbrake, then turn it to the left, dip the clutch and power through. Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. My name is PJ and today I'll guide you around USA in Dirt Rally 2.0. I'll take you on a live run through one of these stages so that you have some tips and tricks you can use ahead of your next rally. So as you can see here, we are on a high-speed gravel location. It is one of the fastest gravel locations in the game and it is a lot of fun because it's a very scenic route that you take around here. I'm going to load up my Scotland setup because a good Scotland setup will work on USA. It'll also work on Poland as well, by the way. It all depends on your gearing and it depends on your compliance of the car over the bumps and jumps, which is very important. And the car we are driving is the Ford Fiesta R5 Mark II, and we are going to get going here as I give you a few pointers. So the first thing you need to be aware of is all of the weeds there on the right. You can go straight through them, but you need to be very mindful when you do so, because sometimes on some corners there are rocks and logs hidden inside those, and if you go through the wrong one at the wrong time, it'll rip a wheel off and that's your rally over. So you need to be very mindful of that, and the only real way to learn that is to just do the stages over and over, and you'll eventually get a sense for where the rocks and logs are, which is very useful. But other than that, the gravel itself is fairly smooth, so you can essentially just get a bit of momentum and swing the car through these. But also you're taking these at fairly high speed, so you would want to lift off the throttle a little bit in some of them just to give the car a little bit of turn in. But it's also got a few high speed sections like this where you need to be fully brave and committed, because that's how you get the time. I know I can cut those two fine. I know the two jumps coming up ahead are absolutely flat out. On flat out jumps you just need to be very dead straight with your steering and committed, and then brake down here, and you can take this corner in 5th gear, cut on the exit. If you cut too far, there's a big rock there you need to be careful of, and then eventually it slows down as you get into the gate section. You'll always have a couple of gates to go through in a stage in USA, and through them you need to make sure you don't make the car too wide, or else you'll tag the back of the car on the gate and spin it around, which is not good. But for the most part, as you can see, it is a fairly smooth and fairly quick location, so it's all about maintaining the car's momentum. You don't want to brake too hard into these turns. You just want to ease into the brakes a little bit for them. You're going to be taking most of these corners in 4th or 5th gear and not sliding too much, because sliding too much will slow the car down. But you do need to also listen out for your co-driver and listen out for when he calls out for a don't cut. Like, I know this corner is a don't cut because there's a massive rock on the inside, but this one here you can skim it a little bit more, get up close to the fence before you learn how to do Scandinavian flick on this turn. So I'm going to turn to the right, then yank the handbrake, then turn it to the left, dip the clutch and power through. If I went out of that in 1st gear it would have been a lot faster, but I missed that while I was doing the guide. But as you see here, again, fairly smooth, fairly fast. You've got another tight section coming up here, so you just need to spot your braking point. 1, 2, 3, and it's there. And unfortunately I didn't shift the weight properly on that one, so I failed Scandinavian flick that time, but previously I was able to do it properly on the hairpin before that. But if you need more tips, check out the video on the right hand side, and I'll catch you soon. Farewell.